about DMing people for somebody else. I was interested for a while in this guy that was on The Bachelorette, so I DM'd like all his family, and then his mom and I kind of became friends.
No way.
And now I live with his sister.
What? Are you still?
So like, are your odds
waiting?
of getting to him higher now?
Yeah, are you still waiting
that
for your
ship
shot?
has sailed.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
What the frick?
I want a Navy SEAL, but
Yeah,
his
tell
sister's
me,
awesome.
Tell me about that. Why do you want a Navy SEAL husband?
Well,
Could he be like a ranger?
Yeah, he can be a ranger. I think
You
SEALs.
just want somebody
You
who's
take my guy.
extremely effective at killing
I don't
people.
want your guy.
She's
No.
Yeah, I think there's something.
You want a stone cold killer?
There's something very attractive in general about the military, but a lot of them are soft. So obviously you can't be really very soft if you're a SEAL because you literally drown like 5 times in training. And there's something just very base, well, one, masculine, because it's like you have to be strong in order to survive. But also, you can lack a whole lot of virtue. I think a lot of SEALs are probably actually addicted to porn, which is really sad. But like, or alcohol, which, okay. If you're willing to give up your life for somebody else, which is what men are called to do, they're called to protect their little tribe, then there's something that even if you lack other virtues, if you're willing to give up your life for someone to protect them, it's just so heroic and beautiful and noble. And I just, it's, yeah. Plus a man in uniform.
Disavow.
Yeah.
SEALs,
Shout out to the veterans.
28 years old, Christian virgin, hit her up.
Not if you're addicted to porn. I did that
you
once.
have
It was
Wait,
no,
how
no
old are you?
coon
If you
brain
watch me
SEALs.
die and hit her up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
Yeah.
so deal breaker for you if they're addicted to porn?
Well,
What-
yes, because I dealt with that once.
Let's say not addicted.
Omega said, sorry to cut you off. Omega said she wants someone more masculine than her. Do you agree with that?
I was told that I have a very transitional face, so.
Ooh, that's a rough insult. Do you
Yeah.
feel like you have? Do you feel like you have masculine energy at all?
Probably a little bit, probably because I have daddy issues, but.
Oh.
How do you think that correlates to those daddy issues?
Well, I think that if you have to learn young to stand up for yourself and you spend a lot of your childhood in fight or flight mode, it's hard to get out of that. So I think I'm still, like when I go to a restaurant, I always have to face the door because I need to be able to see if like an active shooter comes in. So I'd love to be with a good man. The reason I say I don't want a man who's addicted to porn is because I dated a guy who, you know, God bless him, but he was sick and it just makes it very hard for them to love you well.
One point of clarification.
Yes, sir.
So being addicted to porn is one thing, but what about someone who watches it occasionally? Is that too a deal breaker for you?
I mean, that would make me pretty crabby, but no.
What if they watched Holly's porn?
Honestly, respect if it's always fun.
Haram.
Exception.
Haram. No respect.
The porn, I mean, any addiction is an illness, right? And like, we can go with
Nothing
that's-
personal against you.
It's fine.
Haram.
Absolutely haram.
You go to Costco?
I want
let
my
me-
future husband to watch my porn.
So wait, question for you though. So, and Chase was kind of asking you this, if you felt as if you were a bit more masculine. You kind of listed all the things that you want in a partner, but do you think that the guy that you want, he wants you?
Well, that's one of the reasons I stopped drinking is because I realized like I really want a good man. I don't want to repeat the cycles of abuse that my siblings and me experienced. So I had to look in the mirror and say, okay, I'm a shit show right now. Like I'm putting myself in really destructive situations. I almost did marry the wrong man once, and I dated another guy seriously, and I just thought, I'm not attracting the right person to myself, and I'm clearly not doing the work on healing to be attractive to the right person.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, a point of clarification, will you only date a Navy SEAL?
No.
Or a guy in the military?
No, and
She'll
honestly,
only date a Navy SEAL, a Green Beret, or a Ranger, or a parajumper.
What is it in the Marines?
Pararescue jumper.
What is like the special forces or whatever in the Marines?
Force Recon.
yeah.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
I think there's just something very attractive and masculine about a soldier, but
What about the Coast Guard? What are that?
I don't
do
even
they
know
have
if they have guns.
Do they
in
have
the
a
Coast
special?
Guard. Actually, no, they do. There was that video a while back of them like pulling up next to that submarine that was smuggling.
I saw that.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
that was Coast. Did you guys see that
And they
video?
have the rescue guys.
That was
Coast Guard
a
has the rescue
crazy
guys.
video.
What do the Air Force? Do they have?
Pararescue jumpers.
Okay.
They're
Is there-
special
is
oper-
there
they
another-
like attach to like SEAL teams or Green Beret teams. They're like rescue dudes that are special operations trained.
Is there another
These
branch?
comments are mean.
What is National Guard? Is that?
They have Green Berets in the National Guard
Okay.
from the Army.
All right.
Space Force Special Operations. What do they have?
One soda.
So, okay, going back to you,
Not one soda.
has there been another guy in the picture since
No.
Han Solo?
Nothing?
No.
Okay. Gabby, what about you?
I'm single. What was the question? I'm single and
Like, are you actually single?
Oh, I go on dates, kind of.
But
I just started going on dates.
how many dates have you been on in the past fortnight? So that's 14 days.
Just one.
Just one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wait, so you said guys were messaging you saying, I want to take you on vacation.
Well, these are people that I've met that I know. Like
You've-
I've been to events with them, around them a lot of times, and they're like, oh, like I wanna.
Show of hands at the table here. Who has received a DM offer to either be flown out to Miami or Vegas or some other location?
Is it like you've never talked to this person a day in your life?
Closer to the mic.
Is this like you've never
No,
talked
just
to?
in general.
Just in general.
And I'm married to him now.
Oh, wait, that's how you met your current husband.
Have you guys ever been invited to fly out to Dubai?
Not yet.
Not yet.
It's in the works.
It'll probably happen at some point.
So some like sheikh from Dubai hits you up and he's like, "Yo, girl, I'll pay you 300 grand to come out here and just do the nastiest, most horrible things that should never even be spoken about." Would you do it? Absolutely haram. Would you do it? 300 grand.
It depends on what he wanted me to do, I guess. But also, I would fear getting kidnapped if I was all
Yeah,
the
I
way in
was just gonna say,
Dubai. So I don't know if
scary.
it's worth it for the trip. But I mean, I have friends that have done it, and they came back a little traumatized, but a whole lot richer. So
At least they came back alive, though, because you never
if somebody's
know, like-
desperate, like that's who they go for. You know.
It's putting a dollar amount to your trauma. Like
Wait, let's talk a little bit about your husband. So he slid into your DMs.
no.
Oh.
So actually, I slid into his DMs. My sister was streaming on Twitch at the time, and so was he. So they met each other through that.
Your sister's a Twitch streamer?
Yeah, she is.
Is she anyone like notable or
Not big. No.
smaller? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, she's a great person, but she's not huge on Twitch.
Yeah. Okay.
So they were playing together. He playing video games, and he was an ambassador with bodybuilding.com at the time. So I reached out to him for fitness and training. And
You've got great vascularity, by the way. I'm just noticing the bicep vein. Congratulations. That's
thanks,
fantastic.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
That's
Sorry to
a
derail
great
the
compliment. No, like,
sorry to
I'm like,
derail the
I appreciate
conversation,
it.
but
So I slid into his DMs. It was like a New Year's resolution thing. I was like, hey, can you help me with a training program, like personal training, stuff like that. So I received the training program, and that was pretty much it. It was strictly just that. We actually did stop talking for a couple months, but I was still, using my plan and my program. And then we reconnected. And then at the time I was living with my parents. I had just graduated college and really didn't have much tying me to Philadelphia. So that's kind of when we were like, all right, what is this here? But I guess flashback, I think it was like June. He was like, hey, I'm going to be in Boise, Idaho for the bodybuilding.com fitness expo. I want to fly you out. That was the first time we met. So he flew me out. I stayed with them at the house. Bodybuilding.com had a house for the ambassadors. So I stayed with them. That was when we met for the first time. And then after that, he was flying. He had a lot more time freedom for his job. So he was flying out to Philadelphia at least once a month to come and see me. And then he flew me out to Vegas to do the Olympia Expo. So we worked the Olympia Expo together with bodybuilding.com. And then right after that, I moved to California.
How soon after meeting him did you know that you were interested in him and possibly wanted to marry him?
Very soon, because we had
What are we talking here?
Well, you DM'd him, right?
I DM'd him.
That's-
yeah.
It was for personal training.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Well,
like I
asked her about that before the show. I was like, "Were you interested in him?" She was like, "No, it's just
I
for
was
personal
attracted
training."
to him. The literal sentence I said to my sister was, "What nerds are you playing video games with?" And she showed me his Instagram, and I said, "He's not a nerd." And so I mean, I was attracted to him, but
How soon after meeting him did you know that you wanted to marry him?
I would say maybe when I wanted to marry him.
Like where you were like, "Yo, I could spend the rest of my life with this person."
We stopped talking for a couple months, so I would say maybe 6 months after. 6 to 8 months, because that's when we started talking more. But like the conversations that we were having were so in depth, and I was 21 at the time. So he was like, listen, if you want to go out and you want to party and you still have this desire to be young, he's like, then this isn't going to work. But he's like, what do you want in life? And I knew I wanted a husband. I knew I wanted children, and I knew I wanted to build a family, grow a family, and build my career. So that's kind of the conversations we were having from the jump.
Sure. I do have to move things along real quick here. Okay, so
we should get the super chats at some point.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. I want to, as soon as I get through this, I'll get to the super chats. So
What's
single, but
not
are you dating?
No.
When's the last time you've been on a date?
Actually, just the last guy that I dated was like a year and a half ago.
You
I
haven't
haven't been on
really no dates.
No.
How many dates have you been asked on?
I get asked all the time. I mean, and here's the thing, but I don't put myself out there like I should, right? And I think I do reject a lot of opportunities or something just because, just not be in the mood. I feel like, for me, can I also say I want to have an authentic connection with somebody, and social media is not the dating world for me. I don't go on social media to date people. So when I meet somebody, I want a organic meeting, and I think that's what would intrigue me more. And so everything for me is just social media right now. And to be honest, I'm still trying to figure out a couple things. And so that's another reason why I don't put myself out there yet.
What are you trying to figure out?
Me?
What does that mean?
Can we talk about that later? Can we
Sure,
move on
sure.
to the next question?
Sure.
Yeah, there's so much.
Okay.
There's a lot, right?
Yeah, let's move on.
Do some base shit.
And then, really quick, have you been dating at all? Yes.
No, I
mean,
went on like an accidental date with the 44-year-old guy from AA.
Good times. Okay.